Welcome back to Masculine Scrapping. We have a fun one for today. This is the Edison restaurant at Disney Springs, which is kind of a steampunk restaurant. And one of the things they're famous for is their smoked bacon. You might be able to see them here hanging with little clothes pegs. And you may notice there's one right here, and it says the Edison. It's this one right here. We might have accidentally taken that with us. And so you can see here, I have got a clothes peg there with a piece of bacon and a lot of steampunk elements on this page. I'll explain those as we move forward. Let's see, I think I'm going to put those over there. This is a lot of metal work that I'm going to end up putting onto this particular page, and I love that background paper. But we're going to start by matting these, and on this side I'm just doing my traditional matting, very thin matting on this because I want to enjoy that background paper. And I chose this green metallic paper because it fits in, or back cardstock, because it fits in with the greens in this entrance clock, and also some greens that are in that page. And you'll notice I've got some copper metallic paper over on this other side for the cogs, and so it kind of ties it together with color and texture and type, both sides. So I'm kind of excited about this particular project. We went here at lunchtime. At supper it gets pretty busy and pretty loud. I'm not really a loud restaurant person. I am much more of a kind of sit and observe quietly. So we went for lunch so that we would not be there for the dinner rush. Wasn't sure also if I could even get reservations for that time. So okay, now I think I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to go ahead and put in the all of these elements that I want to put in, and I'm going to do that here with my big bite punch, I think is what it's called. And I have actually, you can see this, a clock arm, and I'm going to just stick that right in the clock. The reason I like this is you can see exactly where you're going with it. So you can see I put a hole right through the center of the clock picture. And I've got a brad here, and I'm going to push it to the side. There we go. So now the clock actually has a real hand on it. And then I've got this E, and I think what I'm going to do with this, I have some, oh, you're hearing me go through my drawers here to find stuff. I have this foam tab, and I'm going to use that to elevate this piece a little bit, and you'll see why here in a bit. It's got a place where I could maybe put some string through, but I'm not sure that that's going to do what I want it to do. It'd probably slide too much around. So I have all of these different elements here, and I kind of just want to punch some holes and get them in place. So I'm just going to do this a little randomly. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't want to hit that while I'm doing it. Sometimes these brads are hard to get apart. Ow, that one stabbed me. Just getting a lot of little brads in there. Feels very steampunk-esque. To have all these copper brads. These are all pieces I've just collected over time. Some of them are from my own collection, things I've purchased, and some have been things I've inherited from others. Okay, I've got 3 more. I do think I want to put one right there, right here, and one right there. There we go. You can see all the holes that have come out of the back. The reason I'm doing it on this page before I put it on the back is that all of these brads will catch, make it very difficult to put into the album, because the brads will catch the piece of paper behind. So if I put them on here and then attach it to that, it's going to keep that from happening. So I don't think I've ever used this many brads on one project ever. Okay, now I'm just going to push them all down. There we go. There we go. I like the way that has turned out. Yep. Okay. So now, lots of tape. Because those brads are heavy, and I don't want them coming off of this other piece of paper. So you can see how that thin green border, look how it makes the photo stand out. Just a little bit of border really does a nice job. So there we go. That's that page. So that was a lot of fun. Wish I could have stuck this in, but look how thick it is. I thought about taking it apart, but even at that level thickness, I thought, ugh, that's not going to do well. So I'm going to put this with my Disney collectibles. Now this one is interesting. I also had these corner tabs that are metal, and I had to tape them on the back of that photo. So I'm just going to deconstruct this so you can see all what I've got going here. It is kind of busy, and I did that on purpose because that's kind of a steampunk design. And you can see here the Edison logo is a light bulb with light. So I've got a light bulb right here, and then these rays of light kind of hinting at the logo. So you'll notice, there we go. See, that's how I made that happen. So I'm gonna do some tape work here. This is gonna be really interesting to try and line up. And I think I'm going to use the glue pen in a couple places. I'll let that stick. So this brick paper, actually I purchased it for an Indy 500 project and had it left over. I've also used on the Freedom Trail project. So quite a few projects have been used with this paper. I'm going to go ahead and put the photos on now. Some of these cogs I think I may have wanted to go behind the photos, but I'm going to put the photos down, and if I want the cogs behind, then I will lift lift the photos. But I think that the cogs might stand out a little bit better. And then this one, because it's so heavy, absolutely a lot of adhesive. I love those corner pieces, but they are very heavy, and they really don't work very well on their own. You really have to get them taped in there. Okay, let's see. Let's put in the light bulb next. So I'm using the glue pen for the light bulb. If you're hearing little growls, that's my dog. He's trying to figure out what to do here. I think he wants some lunch. I had to put the light bulb behind that instead of over it, but I think that that's okay. You can see it behind that one and on top of those. Okay, now I've got to remember. Nope. I'm going to have to look at my design here quickly. I'll show you on my phone, my Cricut design space. See, I've got my design right here, and I can just quickly see. So this one goes here. This one is right about there, and this one is up there. Okay, so there we go, we know that now. And that's the rest of that. So I do think I want that on top of there. I think, yeesh, that one's gonna have to go on top as well. That's okay. So again, I'm just gonna use glue pen. Now this is dangerous because once I put this down, it's down. There we go. I'm going to do this one last. Get this one in place. Got to make sure where I'm going. This one I'm going to do dots. If you don't have a glue pen, really encourage you to get one. It's really good for kind of intricate little pieces where you can't do other things. You can find them at most craft stores. Yeah, I love the way that these are turning out. It may not be as easy to see on the film. I'll bring it up here in a little bit so you can see it. We'll get this one in here. There we go. Let's see if you can see. There you go, see the copper. And it's shiny, so I love the way that's turning out. Bacon was a little frustrating, the cut on it. It cut it in multiple pieces. And see, this was drawn and then cut, and I've put a slit in there, and you'll understand why here in a second. Because that's going to hold the bacon. But I want to get this in place first. Again, you can see how the glue pen, yeah, it's coming in handy here on this very thin piece. There we go. You can see how now it's slid into the, I almost said toothpick, slid into the, okay, that's perfect. And I'm just gonna use the glue pen to get a line there. See, normally when I'm cutting out stuff, I don't like it to be, you know, pieced like this, because it makes it hard to get it in. I prefer just putting it on top, but in this case, it looks like it's working pretty nicely to get that in there. Just gonna lift that. There we go. So there's our piece of bacon. Mustn't forget to close my glue pen. And now I think this whole piece is ready to glue down. Again, I'm going to use a lot of adhesive. Some people like to be really conservative with adhesive because, you know, it is expensive. Speaking of expensive, I just finished that one. So we'll go on to the next one. Hopefully there's enough here. There we go. Yeah, I've used quite a bit of this stuff over the last few episodes. But it's good to have a good adhesive, I just realized. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it. There's a little bit of damage at the top there, but it doesn't look terrible. So we'll get it into place. There we go. Well, this has been a long video, but it certainly has been a lot of fun. And there we go, the Edison restaurant, steampunk, great food at Disney Springs in Orlando. Hope you've enjoyed watching this one. Take care, would love to see your projects, and see you next time.